Welcome to this Training 20. We have got a mobility session today. We're just going full body mobility, nice and simple. So if you're ready, bring yourself down. We're going to start in this lying down position here. And we're just going to pull one knee in, nice and tight to the chest, as tight as you can, other legs nice and straight. Relax back. And we're just going to go for some ankle rolls first of all, like so. Just rolling that ankle whilst pulling in that knee to the chest. Now control your breathing throughout this whole 20-minute session, nice and gentle. Now, as the stretches get more progressive, you may want to kind of tense up and grimace, but try and relax into each stretch and breathe through all of them. So going to keep rolling that ankle. We're going to switch directions of the roll to change whichever way you were rolling that ankle. Still hugging in that knee nice and tight. And then we'll swap sides. So big pull in that other knee, other leg straight, and then start with those ankle rolls again here. Nice and gentle rolls, nice and gentle breathing. And change direction of the roll. From here, we're going to bring one leg on top, like so. You're going to pull this knee in, both hands, one hand comes through the gap, pulling that into, up to your chest again. Feeling that stretch down this glute on the opposite side here. I'm just going to hold that there. Now if you're comfortable keeping your knee here, like so, you want to keep it square on to the hips. And what you can do to further this stretch is just take this hand and push the knee away. But see how I'm keeping this leg exactly where it needs to be. As I pull the knee in, I'm pushing away this knee to feel that stretch in the hip and groin and glute a bit more. So I'm just holding here, pushing away like so. We just keep it here and pull in nice and tight if you struggle to hold that position. And then we're going to switch it over to the other side. So one leg on top, pull that leg up first, hand goes through, around the side, link the fingers and pull in nice and tight. Feeling this stretch down in this glute here. Holding here, and then like I said, if you want to feel it more in the hip and groin, you can take this hand and push that knee away whilst keeping this knee up nice and high still, and just holding there. And then relax there. From there we're going to take our arms out nice and wide. We're going to bring one knee up. And you're going to keep the shoulders pinned down as you take this knee across to the other side. See how I'm staying facing upwards with my body. Only go as far as you can whilst maintaining this. Don't allow the knee to pull you over. So holding here, feeling that stretch on the torso and back, having taken this knee over to one side. And then you're going to bring it back across, straighten that leg, and same on the other side. Remember, keeping these shoulders pinned down, taking that up. Leg over and feeling that stretch across the torso and back, maybe into the glute too, but stay looking up with your arms out nice and wide. We'll take it back. Now if you want to further this one, you can take this leg up straight. Let's always put more weight over to the side, causing a bigger stretch. Remember to keep this other leg here as straightish as you can. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. We're looking to keep it straight down so our whole body is in one line while this leg comes across. Obviously stick with the knee if you struggle with this straighter leg. But feel that stretch on the back and torso. breathe through it, and then switch sides, leg up and take it across. And then bring it back and down, and then you're going to sit yourself up there. What we're going to do, we're going to go for a hamstring stretch next. So I want you to bring this foot in as close as you can. You can put it right against this other thigh if you can manage that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to sit up straight, place our hands on our leg, and we're going to take our chest down to the thigh as the hands slowly drift down the leg. Now this stretch is not about being able to grab the foot. This stretch is not about bringing the head down. It's about leaning forward with the chest as we reach down. If you can grab the foot, then feel free. It's all about feeling that stretch down the hamstring by taking the chest down to the leg. Now don't force it too much and don't allow this leg to bend because of it. It's about feeling that stretch without forcing anything into position, leaning forward here, like so. The more you lean forward, hopefully the more you feel the stretch. If not, then don't feel to lean forward any further. And then just hold this position. Now we're going to swap it over to the other side, so same again here, bringing this other leg. This leg nice and straight, flat to the floor, and then this chest is going to go down, and I'm going to reach out for this leg, making that chest as close as I can get it to my thigh, and then reaching down. Hold this position, breathe through it as best you can. Cool. From here we're going to take it into what's called a pancake stretch. It's because people can get really flat with their body. Don't worry, I can't. So what you're going to do is legs out straight and as wide as you can get them. You're going to sit yourself up straight again here, hands in front of you, and you're just going to walk or slide those hands forwards until you start to feel that stretch again on the hamstrings. Don't bend those legs, don't force the stretch. Once you find a position you feel you can't go any further, I just want you to hold there. We're not looking to round the body though, we're looking to shift from the hips forward, again moving that chest forward into that reach there. You may feel it more on one leg than the other. You can adjust your legs if so, maybe try and take one or both a bit wider. But we're just leaning forward into this stretch here. You can point the toes if that helps, but generally I just want you to relax these legs. We're going to sink out of it. You can give yourself a little relax. You can take the legs out of this position, shake them off. Or like I say, you can take them a bit wider. And then we're going to try and sink back into it. So hands go out forwards again, reaching into it, like so. And just hold here. We'll relax it back up and bring those legs together. Now with this one, we're going to stretch out the glute again. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring one leg in. You're going to put this foot flat on the other side of the knee, like so. Then you're going to pull the knee to the opposite shoulder. So I'm trying to pull it across the body. So across the body, I'm going to wrap my arms around it as tight as I can and pull it in here. I'm going to sit up straight when I do so. I'm going to try and keep that foot flat to the floor and just hold here. Hopefully you can feel a big stretch in this glute. Now if you struggle to pull in this knee close enough, or you're just not feeling this stretch, then some people prefer to, rather than have the arms wrapped around it, prefer to push this arm against and twist away, and they can hold here. Some people feel it more here. This definitely feels it more in the torso, in the back. Because we're looking to get this glute stretch, if you felt it more when you were hugging the knee, And I want you to continue to hug it across to the other side of the chest, into that opposite shoulder, and pull it right across. And then again, just hold there in that position, breathe through the stretch. And then relax there. We're going to do the same on the other side, so this foot flat, grab and hug the knee, pulling it across that opposite chest and shoulder, feeling that stretch down here, really trying to sit yourself up nice and tall as well, which will really help the stretch as well. Again, gently breathing through it, trying to relax into the stretch whilst hugging that knee. Perfect, nice. Now we're going to take it onto our hands and knees. We're just going to gently arch the back, so lifting the head and arching the back. Then I'm going to tuck the head and round the back. Stretching out that spine, mobilising that spine, going from one to the other. So open up the head, looking up and arching again. Round to the head and then round the back. Just going to go from one to the other here. Arms should stay straight. All the movements coming from the hips, the spine and the shoulders. You're almost pushing the floor away from you when you round. Arching and rounding like so. Now from here, we're going to take those arms out in front of you. You're going to drive the chest down to the floor whilst keeping the arms nice and straight. You'll feel this stretch in the shoulders and the upper back into this big shoulder stretch here. Try to sink it down. You can even rest your head on the floor if you like. I'm keeping a primarily arched position in the back or flat back as I drive my chest down to the floor. From here, I'm just going to reach one arm underneath. My shoulder's going to rest down. As I'm reaching through, I'm still reaching forwards and reaching this way to feel that stretch in the shoulders here. Breathing through it, holding this stretch. I'm going to bring that arm back to the centre. I'm going to take the other arm through, slide that arm through, rest this shoulder down, reaching with both hands still and holding that position. Bring that arm back through to the centre, back to that starting position here. And we're going to take it into a lat stretch. So this hand comes to the side, this other hand comes on top of it. And now if I look forward, my chin is under my shoulder. That armpit there, I'm going to push down to the floor. Push here, down to the floor. So I can get this armpit down to the mat. And you should feel that shoulder, that lat stretch under here. So down like so. I'm feeling that lat stretch. Holding here, breathing through it. And then we're going to take the hands back to the middle and over to the other side. So one hand over, other hand on top, and then this armpit drives to the floor, feeling that lat stretch there. Hold this position, feel that stretch. Bring it back to the centre, driving that chest down once more, feeling that stretch in the shoulders. And then we're just going to shift our weight forwards onto the hands, drop those hips, lock out the arms and take the head up into that cobra stretch. Stretching out that core, feeling in the back too. Relaxing the body into this position. We're going to tuck the head again, roll it back into that shoulder stretch pose. Once again, bring it back forward into this cobra position. Now, if you struggle with anything I'm about to show you, then just stay in this position here. What we're going to look to do is you're going to look to take one hand into the middle, and this hand comes around to the side, and we're just going to look over our shoulder and feel that stretch in the back. As we're holding this cobra position, we're looking over one side, feeling that stretch on the core a bit more too, down the side, into the obliques a little bit. There. And all we're going to do now is swap the hands. So this hand comes over to the middle, this hand comes over to the side, and I'm going to twist and look over this shoulder. Holding that position, feeling that stretch, feel it kind of stretch up here. And if you bring those hands back to the middle, I'm going to sink that bum back again into that stretch here. And then from here, we're going to come up onto one knee. So hip flexor stretch, tucking those hips upwards and feeling that stretch down here like so. A big stretch in that hip flexor. Holding that position. And all we're going to do is reach over with this arm, feeling the stretch down here, emphasising that hip flexor stretch too. Big reach over. Keep holding that, but I'll show you from the front arm. So tucking those hips and a big reach over like so. Feeling that stretch down in the hip flexor all the way up here. Hold this position as best you can. And then we'll take it over to the other side. Tuck those hips once more. Arm comes up, reaches over, feel that stretch down here and into the sides of the torso. Hold that position. You can hang this arm down, further the stretch. You're trying to reach sideways up. Bring yourself back. We're going to stay on this knee and go for the hamstring stretch. So what you're going to do here is extend that leg straight. Put your hands on your hips, because like before, that's where we're moving from. We're looking to shift the hips backwards. We're hinging from the hips, and you're going to start to feel that stretch there. You can use your hands on the floor as support, but don't let that round you over and take away from the stretch. We're looking to hinge into this stretch like so, not forcing it overly, and just holding that position here. Only use your hands on the floor if you feel it does help you further the stretch. But again, keep it nice, don't force any stretch either. Try and relax into this position. And then bring yourself back up and we'll swap over. I'll show you from this side. You're taking that leg up, extend it out onto the heel, hands on hips, hinging forward from the hips, using your hands down on the floor to help support you as you're hinging over into that stretch, feeling it down the bottom of the leg, but particularly into this hamstring here as we take it over like so. Bring yourself back up onto the knee. We're going to bring it back onto the knees now. This time we're going to take it back for our final stretch. I'm just going to lean back on these quads. Use your hand support behind, but what we've done this one a lot, remember, this is far as you can sit back and just feel that stretch on the quads here. If you can sit back fully, you should always looking to feel the stretch on these quads. And again, if you can take your hands behind you, then do so. If You can start to scoot them back a bit further and further to feel that stretch. And finally you can lift the hips, lift the bum off those heels to really feel that stretch in the quads. And we're just going to finish off holding this position or wherever you could get to on those regressions that I just showed you, and just hold this stretch on the quads to finish off this stretch. Just keep holding here. If you're in this position like me, big drive up with those hips, so you can really feel that stretch on the quads. And then relax it down there. Awesome, nice one. Cool, I hope you enjoyed that little stretch. Yeah, just a full body mobility one there, and I'll catch you next time for the next Training 20.